Here we go. The Chicago Bears are back on prime time as they face the Los Angeles Rams on Monday Night Football. And I'm here to give you guys my preview and prediction for that game. So if you are new to the channel, what is going on? Y'all, Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about this very matchup that I just mentioned, obviously, with the Bears and the Rams on Monday Night Football. So I'm going to break down the matchup, give you guys my keys here, talk about everything else in between. But before I do, if you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed, folks, please do so. I implore you, because I promise I am bringing you the best Bears content around, okay? And so you are going to want to stay subbed, and you're going to want to turn on the post notifications, and you're going to want to go ahead and follow me on my social media accounts, all right? Links down below for my Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, all right? So a lot to get to. The Bears are 5-1, and hopefully we can make it 6-1 after this week, so let's get started. Okay, so as always, we'll get started with the line, where it's at, the over-under. So the Bears are underdogs in this one once again, so nothing new, as they've been underdogs in pretty much every single game. -1 against the Giants in week 2. The Bears are underdogs by 5.5, so they are plus 5.5 against the Rams, who are at home. And I'm just telling you right now, again, I'll give my full analysis, but hammer that plus 5.5, okay? It's going to change throughout the week, but as of right now, it is plus 5.5 for the Bears, okay? So the Rams are favored in this one by quite a bit, okay? And so when we take a look at that, it's interesting to me because this Rams team is overrated, all right? Again, I can't get around it because they're 4-2, but the 4 wins have come against the entire NFC East. The entire NFC East, okay? They've beaten the Giants, the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Washington football team, okay? 2 losses against the Bills and their division rival, the 49ers, okay? So they haven't beaten anybody of note. The NFC East is garbage, just hot garbage, okay? That division needs to be thrown out of the NFL. That's how bad it is. I can't believe they're going to be hosting a damn playoff game. That's a damn shame that somebody from the NFC East is going to go to the playoffs. That's how bad the division is. So really, to me, the Rams haven't shown me anything to be a 5.5-point favorite over a Bears team that, if people wanted to have those same arguments that the Bears hadn't beaten anybody, well, those stopped when they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, okay? So that win legitimized the Bears, and then they obviously went ahead and beat, which I believe, a much improved Carolina Panthers team. Okay? So the same thing can't be said about the Bears, that the Bears haven't beaten anybody. No, the Rams haven't beaten anybody. And the 2 teams that they could have beaten that were, decent, they lost to. All right? They lost to. And so the Rams, to me, are overrated. And again, I sound like a broken record, but the Bears keep getting disrespected by the public. And again, I'm just going to keep hammering the point that I am going to do my best to get this team, the notoriety they deserve. But hey, in the meantime, you guys can make the money because, again, the betting lines are just literally giving us free money here because the Bears should not be underdogs by this much. They just shouldn't, all right? It should be a lot closer. So the Rams, to me, are overrated, all right? They haven't beaten anybody. When we take a look at this matchup, obviously we know that the Bears and the Rams, we've had some history. Obviously, we remember that game back in, I think, 2018 when we beat them in Chicago. And I feel like after that game, that game broke Jared Goff, and he was never the same again. So definitely this team is beatable. They're very beatable. We know that, okay? And the Bears are obviously riding high, 5-1, looking great. The defense is looking phenomenal. So in terms of this matchup, all right, what are the keys here? Well, let's start with Jared Goff, okay? Jared Goff is not very good. This team is so lucky to, 1, have an easy schedule, and 2, have Sean McVay. Sean McVay might as well be the quarterback for this team because, again, I don't trust and or like Jared Goff. And so my first biggest key is going to be I want Jared Goff to be the guy to try to beat us and not the run game, okay? And that's the thing here. Sean McVay is a very, very smart football coach. He has been actually doing what I have been imploring Matt Nagy to do all year, which is run the football and keep it out of the hands of the quarterback as much as possible so that, again, you're not relying on the quarterback as much because you don't have an elite quarterback. And Sean McVay is doing that. In fact, he's running the ball with 3 running backs. He's using the whole committee with Cam Akers, with Darrell Henderson, with Malcolm Brown. So it's smart. It's a smart game plan. And so my thing here is we cannot let Sean McVay run the football down our throats because he's going to try to do that. He's going to try to do it. He knows that. He's going to study the tape, look at the game plan, and say, I don't want to throw against this secondary, this elite defense. I don't want Jared Goff to do that. And so you have to force Jared Goff to throw on you because I don't want to get run all over by Darrell Henderson, by Cam Akers, by Malcolm Brown. And again, it feels like it's a different running back every single week. Sometimes it's been Darrell Henderson, sometimes it's been Cam Akers, although he's been out for a little bit, and sometimes it's Malcolm Brown. I don't care, okay? We got to stop the run. It's our biggest weakness. Last week I was a little bit encouraged because, again, Mike Davis did not pop off against us like he's been doing with every other team, but still, all right? Sean McVay is going to try to run the football down our throats, and we got to stop that. Stop the run, force Jared Goff to throw. And you know what? If Jared Goff rips us up, if he rips apart this defense, this secondary with Eddie Jackson, with Kyle Fuller, so be it. I'll tip my cap to Jared Goff if he can do that, but I doubt it. Okay? So make Jared Goff beat you and not the damn run game. All right? Let's switch over to the offense side of the ball real quick, okay? The offensive side, we have to worry about really 2 main players, all right? You got Jalen Ramsey and you got Aaron Donald, okay? And so the offensive game plan, when I take a look at, the Rams defense, they don't really have a funnel, if you will. You guys know I harp on funnels a lot, right? If a team has a certain funnel, you kind of exploit that weakness. If they're bad against the run, if they're bad against the pass, etc. Well, the Rams aren't really, bad in one area. They're pretty solid overall defensively. 11th overall, 12th against the pass, 16th against the rush, all right? So if you want to say they're a little bit worse against the run, so be it. But essentially, what I want on offense is I want Matt Nagy, because, again, running the football, again, I sound like a broken record, right? If the run is not working, which it never feels like it is because Matt Nagy can't establish the damn run, please, Matt Nagy, keep it very simple with short, quick throws for Nick Foles. I don't want 7-step drops. I don't want him throwing deep that much because, again, you got to neutralize the 2 biggest playmakers, right? You got Jalen Ramsey and you got Aaron Donald. Well, how do you neutralize Aaron Donald? Well, you double team him first and foremost, so the Bears better do that. But 2, you don't take all the time in the world because the offensive line can't protect. Our offensive line has been awful. They've been better in pass protection than run blocking, but they've been pretty poor, okay? And so we don't want to give Aaron Donald all the time in the world, so as soon as the ball is snapped, you got to throw it, okay? So if it takes, curl routes, shallow crosses, whatever it is in the middle of the field, make sure the ball is out quick, okay? And if it's not out quick, then make sure you're running the football. But again, if you're throwing these deep passes, you're letting guys like Jalen Ramsey make a play on the football. And so, again, the short passing game will move the sticks and neutralize both of the top defenders on the Rams, all right? You're not going to throw it to Ramsey. You're not going to let Donald get to it, okay? So that should be the game plan on the offensive side of the football. Again, I'm not even worried about our defense outside of our run defense because they'll do their job like they've been doing all season, hopefully. But it's up to Matt Nagy to hold his end of the bargain on the offensive side of the football. So, again, I'm not saying Nick Foles can't throw. Let him throw, absolutely. But make sure those are quick, accurate, timely throws that, get the ball out quick. Maybe let our receivers make plays after the catch, okay, instead of 7-step drops and you're launching, bombs out here, okay? You don't want to do that, okay? So that should be the game plan on the offense side of the football. And you know what? Nick Foles can absolutely exploit this team. We just saw Jimmy Garoppolo, who pretty much got benched the week prior, rip apart the Rams secondary for 3 touchdowns. We saw Josh Allen rip apart this defense for 4 touchdowns in their victory over the Rams. So Nick Foles can absolutely shred this defense. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying, in order to neutralize Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey to an extent, that is what you want to do. Okay, so that should be the key on the offensive side. Obviously, defensive side, Jared Goff is going to be that guy to beat us if he does, because I'm not losing to this running attack, because that is what the Rams are going to do. They're going to run the damn football down our throats, or they're certainly going to try to, okay? And I want to stop that. So Matt Nagy, excuse me, I should say Chuck Pagano, you better game plan for that. Stop the damn run. Stop Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown, and Cam Akers, okay? Overall, folks, look, like I said, the Rams are overrated. We can certainly beat them, absolutely. I get it, they're at home, but again, to me, it doesn't matter as much this season. Home field advantage. The Bears' defense is absolutely on fire right now. The offense is starting to click. We're starting to get a rhythm. Nick Foles is starting to get chemistry with the receivers. Let's go ahead and keep the momentum going, obviously, on the offense side of the football. I want to be able to use, Cole Kmet more. I want to be able to use, Darnell Mooney more, get these guys involved, and make sure that you are neutralizing Aaron Donald, because he is the guy that is going to, if we let him, he can make our lives miserable. And that's really it, because our offensive line is right now my biggest concern on the offensive side of the football. Obviously outside of the running game, but again, I feel like I've lost hope because Matt Nagy never likes to run the football. But point being is that is also something. If you are not throwing these, short throws to move the sticks, try and run the football. Obviously, you can still do that because, like I said, there's not a clear funnel here with the Rams defense. But that's really it, folks. The offensive line. I need the offensive line to be able to hold up a little bit. They weren't good last week. They haven't been as good. Again, certainly in the run blocking, but also in pass protection. So that's really the key here, folks. And I think they can do it. I think the Bears can do it. So I got the Bears winning this game on Monday Night Football against the Los Angeles Rams by a final score of 27-17. Okay? I wanted to give them 30 points. I really did, like 30-17, but I just feel like that's too much of a blowout, if you will. I feel like the Rams are going to still put up a fight here. And so I will give the Bears a 10-point victory here, 27-17. Yeah. I don't know what the Vegas odds makers are thinking here, plus 5.5. But the Bears are just a better team. And if the Rams beat them, I'll be very shocked. But the Bears are just a better team. And I hope that after they win on Monday Night Football on prime time, that people will start giving the Bears the respect they deserve as not only a team that is going to potentially win the NFC North, but a team that can potentially contend in the NFC and obviously in the NFL in general as a potential Super Bowl contender. Folks, this is a chance for the Bears to put themselves on the map as potential Super Bowl contenders. This is the game because it's a primetime game. Everybody's going to be watching. The Rams are a decent team. Again, not saying they're anything great. I think they're overrated, but they're a decent team to the public, right? No one thinks they're garbage. And so this is your opportunity. If the Bears blow them out, if they just destroy them, oh man, now we're going to get some momentum. So there you have it, folks. My quick thoughts on this game between the Rams and the Bears. I've got the Bears winning 27-17. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.